Welcome back to All Things the Podcast. Felix is back. Find out how he responds to recent allegations on Twitter. Also, find out how my dry April's going on and why we're all opening Google ad agencies. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to All Things the Podcast. So Ben here. I'm joined as always by Gage.
Hi everyone.
We've got Harry here as well.
Hello guys.
And we've got a very special guest, returning guest in fact. We've got Felix here.
Hey guys,
welcome
thanks for having me back.
Yeah, no, it's our pleasure. So obviously I've been caught up in a bit of controversy this week. We'll touch on that a bit later. But when you last joined us, so I think it was just after January finished, and you had an insane month in January. So how did the rest of your Q1 go? Was that just a one-off, or did you continue?
March was even better. It's absolutely crazy, to be honest. I think March I finished on like 22k profit at the end of the month. Not a fluke that January. My target that I set last year, I really wanted to make 50k in quarter 4, and I only made 40k. So I was a little bit disappointed, as silly as that may seem. But I surpassed that in Q1, which was totally unexpected, because obviously normally you have a big rush at Christmas and everything slows down for Q1. I was kind of bracing for disaster as such. I was thinking, it's just going to be really slow. But it was the opposite. It was even bigger than Q4. And I'm just, super excited for the rest of the year. Yeah,
that's insane, because obviously Q1 is where usually people's reselling businesses go quiet after the rush of Q4. So that's awesome that you've managed to keep that up.
I think an important lesson to learn is like you don't really know what's around the corner. Like I'm sure you've got new suppliers and different products that you weren't expecting you were going to be selling in January. Let's say October. You weren't expecting like you would have all these opportunities. So you never know what's going to be around the corner. And, your best month could be everyone else's worst.
Yeah, definitely.
I always think a good comparison is how you did that previous Q1. So if you've improved from the previous Q1, at least you're making progress, because you can't go off the previous quarter because it's just absolute madness. It's always good to compare to that.
Yeah, I actually don't know off the top of my head how I did in Q1 2023. But I would have just started. I think I'd been selling for about 3 months. I know I definitely didn't do 50k profit. That's for sure. So definitely way less. So 100% a massive improvement.
No, that's awesome. I think that touches on quite an interesting point as well, that don't compare yourself to other people, because like you might be watching this and thinking, oh, I've been selling on Amazon a couple of years and haven't made like 20 grand profit in a month or something. But it's all relative to how you're doing, how much capital you've got. Because like if you're starting off, you're doing this on the side of a 9 to 5 and you're starting with a couple of grand, obviously it's going to take you a long time to reach that point.
I worked like a dog and I had lots of money to start with.
Yeah,
that's the real secret.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you had a trip to USA as well, right?
Yeah. In March, I think, start of March, I went to the US with a friend of mine, a little business trip to buy Apple Vision Pros to resell in the UK, which was free holiday. Can't complain. The US was great. But quite an interesting reason, I think, to fly to the other side of the world.
So how many did you pick up?
I ended up only grabbing 1. My friend was going to grab 2, but I think he didn't have the money to buy 2, so he just grabbed the 1. And it was super interesting. Obviously, I've still got the actual unit myself sealed. But we tried them out in the store, did the demo version, and it is crazy. I think I almost expected them to be crazier, just from what I've seen online. But in terms of VR and AR and like comparing it to any other headset on the market, it is phenomenal. Like how you can just get like a little like a switch on a watch, and you can like dial in how much the virtual reality around you kind of surrounds you.
You can put yourself on Mars, can't you?
Yeah, it's super weird. I think the most amazing feature for me was the video recording you can do with it. So you can video, I think on the newest iPhone and on the headset, you can take 3D videos. And they play back like this demo video of this family blowing out like birthday candles. And it was like they were my new family. It was so weird. It was so realistic. It freaked me out a little bit, because they look real. Like I don't know. Just never seen anything like it. It was, very cool.
So how come you went to the USA to get these? Were they not available in the UK?
Yeah, they're not available, I believe, in any other country right now. I think they're US only at the moment. And we just did the maths. After a couple beers one night, we were figuring it out. We were like, well, they resell for like £1,000 more in the UK. If we can find a cheap enough flight, cheap enough hotel, this could be a profitable trip.
The business expense flight as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I can't really complain. And yeah. It was
So
brilliant.
were you not tempted to pick up more then, or was there a
I
store?
was. I probably would have if I wasn't selling anything else. But you shouldn't have all your eggs in one
Yeah, of
basket. Because I have other stuff I need to buy for Amazon. I just
Because they're expensive, by the way, if you don't know.
Yeah, they are.
$3.5 grand.
Yeah, it's $3.5 grand.
And what are you selling them for in the UK?
The aim is like I think they're after the conversion rate, it's like £2,700. And then we're hoping to sell them for like 3,500 for 4K.
Oh, okay. Have you sold any yet?
Not yet. I've just been a bit lazy. I've not actually had mine listed on eBay. But on eBay they're selling for about 3,500. So I think I've got it listed now, and yeah, hopefully soon it will sell. But yeah,
I think
cool.
how are you planning on like delivering that item if you sell it on eBay? I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be hand delivering that even if it was to Scotland just to make sure that I can prove it.
Yeah, I will definitely have to pay a lot of money for insured postage because I don't know. Yeah, I'm still slightly scared someone will scam me, but I think it's just the risk you take.
I think also if you buy more than one from America, you might be subject to import VAT if they catch you and they suspect you of selling it.
Yeah, I was going to say my suitcase was only big enough for one, so I did think about I could buy a bunch, but then I've got to somehow get more bags and probably pay for it to go in the hold. And
they
stuff
do
like
that in the US, is where if you come back with a load of clothes, they just rip the tags off them so that you can't sell them as new. Which is obviously fine if you're buying them for personal, but if you're buying loads of stuff to resell, then
can you imagine if you'd be like, no, you see all that profit?
I got to the UK and the customs agent was like, yeah, we've got to unseal this box. Sorry.
Well, the trick around that is just to pay a bunch of people to all go to America and buy one each.
Yeah,
if the numbers work out.
Yeah, if the payment was you get to go to America for free.
Yeah, some people would do that.
You probably could do it. Yeah.
Or you just have one person flies with you and you put a bomb in their bag. And they'll be really focused on the bomb, right?
Yeah, they're diverse.
Gage's great life hacks.
Yeah,
I'm just going to shift my seat over.
I'm not flying.
Well, it's like what the cartels do, don't they? They fill up the plane with drug mules and they'll call they'll tell on one of them, so then they don't suspect the rest of the people on the plane.
That is
genius.
Yeah.
Smart, so lesson in there: never fly with Gage.
Yeah, Gage, your friend is getting up to more and more schemes.
God, that guy is fucking. He might be sat right here, to be honest.
Pin on me.
But do you think that this is going to be another fad like the Google Lens things? I think it was about 10 years ago that came out, and everyone thought, "Oh, this is going to be amazing! Like you can record stuff wearing glasses," and it kind of petered out a little bit. And same with kind of 3D TVs and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not convinced that something at such a high price point that's kind of cool when you try it on in the shop. It's like, oh, yeah, this is really cool. This is a new thing. But would you actually use that in day-to-day life?
In short, no. I definitely wouldn't buy one for myself. I think if they were much, much cheaper, like if they were on the same sort of level as the Meta Quest, I would consider one. But for me, I couldn't work in it. I couldn't have like a million Chrome tabs everywhere. It would be... I mean, imagine staring around and there's like a million Chrome tags all over the room. It would be a bit of a headache. It would be cool for watching movies, but for basically like £3,000, you could get a massive TV, a speaker system, a sofa that massages you probably, and have some money for snacks left over. And you can watch movies with a friend on the TV, unlike with a headset.
Yeah.
So
it's a solo experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for it at this price point. I'm sure there's probably some niche things you can do with it, but it's niche things.
But it would be so cool when you're cooking to be able to drag your timer over your water and your sauce in separate.
You can already. There's. I'm sure I've seen stumbled across like a PewDiePie video where he's doing a VR cooking game thing where it's literally like that. So you can just. Do that for a lot cheaper.
I do have a VR headset at home. I do quite like it. It's
when was the last time you used it?
I think 3 weeks ago.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I like stopped using it for ages, and then I saw the Apple Vision Pro come out. I was like, I want to get back on it, and then I've been playing loads of Beat Saber. It's like a rhythm game. There's songs, then you have to like hit the. It's like Guitar Hero, but far more physical.
Guitar Hero, that is a blast from the past.
Yeah. I bet you were a Guitar Hero man, Harry.
Yeah, I liked Guitar Hero. It was good fun. On the Nintendo Wii with the actual guitar as well.
I love
imagine
the
that.
drum kit. I had that.
Drum kit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
so
prestige.
cool, and it's genuinely really close to the actual drumming of the song. So.
I didn't even know the drum kit existed.
Yeah,
I don't know,
literally,
the
it's
first I'm hearing about
unbelievable.
it.
There's some crazy videos on YouTube of like people nailing impossible songs like BYOB by System of a Down, where it's just like absolutely nuts, but it's literally like in time to the song. And it's
I
crazy.
can just
remember
imagine a little Ben like just playing on the drum kits. On the Wii. With
I do actually have a photo somewhere of me playing at uni. It's, yeah,
To
I'll
be
have
honest,
to
I
dig that
can't
out.
imagine a little Ben. He's just always been a giant.
Yeah, I came out of the womb 6'3" with size 13 feet. So yeah.
It's bad for you, Felix. You look so small next to Ben. And Harry's arms,
Fine
mate.
line.
Christ, I hate being next to him.
Yeah. So I mean, I played a virtual reality like horror game once, and it was the most terrifying experience of my life because like watching a horror movie, like you're kind of you're watching it, but you're an observer. In a game, you are the main character, and when it's in VR and you feel like you're actually there, fuck me, that is a terrifying experience. I don't know.
I
if
did a
you
similar
guys
thing
like that.
once on. It was just like an arcade or something, so it wasn't even like good technology, but it was still a bit scary because it had something that would like touch your legs and you weren't expecting it, and it really, once you like focus on it, you really feel like you're there. So
That moment when Felix just went to a VR arcade game and just got molested.
so
Was it you?
Podcast title.
Felix
The
got
editor is
molested.
going to have an absolute field day so far. Molester.
Oh god,
Yeah, so we're currently 3 hours into this episode.
had to cut everything else.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sorry,
did the virtual reality. I did like the Jurassic Park one. It just gave me a headache. I just hear like screaming, well, say roaring dinosaurs all around you. Yeah, I hurt my head. I couldn't do it. I don't know how people use it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get vertigo from it because it's such a weird like experience. But yeah, there's brilliant videos of people failing on VR. Like,
Yeah.
my favorite one is the snooker player Ronnie O'Sullivan. So there's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
VR pool where like you put it on and like the pool table's there, and he's like, right, okay, I'm going to go and take this shot. And he forgets that he's in VAR. He goes to lean on the table that's not there and just completely face plants the floor. It's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, check that
The
out.
boxing ones are always good, where they just start punching like people. And someone gets hit round the face. It's just like their sibling. Or what's another one when they go running and they just run straight into a door or
Yeah,
something
I
like
saw
that.
this woman run straight into a glass oven and just smash.
Yeah.
Because she was like scared of something that she just saw in VR and she just ran and smashed straight into the oven. People do that so often. I feel like, yeah, I never get that urge to run when I'm in VR, but maybe soon where the technology will be there. It'll be
Yeah.
so immersive.
When it gets too realistic,
Yeah.
then you might have to.
But again, for me, it's something that I tried once. It's like, yeah, this is cool, but yeah, kind of prefer just kicking back with a normal console, like just a PlayStation or whatever, and doing it like
I
that.
just don't need my life to be more screens than it already is.
Yeah.
I already stare at a screen a lot of the day. I like to be able to just leave that behind and join the real world. once I'm
Yeah,
done.
like there's a meme where someone's got the virtual reality headset, but it's actually hollowed out and it's AR, actual reality. It's like, oh wow, this is incredible.
Looks so real.
Yeah.
It's just 4K.
It's actually like 12K.
Yeah, so you're not just doing Amazon now. So I think last time when you came in a couple of months ago, you were setting up your Shopify store. So is that up and running now? And how's that going?
Yeah. So it's going pretty well. Having to spend on ads is not great, but you don't get the referral fees and all that you do with Amazon. So there's trade-offs to both of it. I think really mastering it is just mastering the balance of like what you spend on ads and what you spend on everything else, like products and stuff like that. I'm still making money on it though. Just want to increase the margin for sure. But yeah, it's going great. I think I've done 10K sales in the past month, which is not quite anything compared to my Amazon store, but doing pretty well, I'd say. And yeah, I've just got all of my products listed on there. I use this app called Connector. It's like $10 a month or something like that. And you can just pull through with an ASIN or your SKUs or whatever, all of the products, it pulls through the listing, puts on your Shopify store, auto regulates like the stock levels and the pricing. And yeah, you just sit back and watch the money roll in.
So this is this MCF, is it the Amazon thing?
Yeah,
where it's the stock that you've already got in FBA, but you're selling it on Shopify as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really have to do any extra work. You can set up connector to just auto ship the orders. You can set it to like wait like 30 minutes just in case, and then just auto ships everything next day.
Just in case what?
Just in case, I don't know, say, like for instance, I had a buyer email me 29 minutes after placing an order, and I was like rushing to cancel it before.
Before it ships
out.
The point of no return.
Just stuff like that, just in case.
That's really interesting. So is that using the techniques that I think Asim, who came on the podcast?
I was actually already kind of diving into it, but I saw it when I watched the podcast episode with him. I was like, I've got to.
It's kind of a no-brainer because your stock's there on Amazon anyway.
Yeah.
And so are you pricing it lower than you are on Amazon?
Yeah, I think everything's priced like 10% lower, which is like roughly the referral fee. Just getting the ad spend balance and just routing people to the store. Like as long as you've got professional looking storefront, the products look good, and obviously most importantly the products themselves are actually priced well. No one's going to buy it if Argos have got it cheaper. It works pretty well. I do enjoy it.
How does the net margin compare to selling just on Amazon?
Off the top of my head, the margin at the moment is sitting at like 3 to 5%, so it's not great, but it's because I'm just spending a load of money on ads. Because at first I wanted to work with like an ad agency and kind of have them deal with everything, because I've got no experience prior to this with Google Ads or anything like that. But everyone just wanted stupid money. I had people trying to charge me like £4,000 a month, and they seemingly weren't really doing that much. So I wasn't too keen on doing that. I thought I'll just figure it out myself. I've always felt it's better to do things yourself if possible. I'm just kind of figuring out how to use it and just kind of all the best strategies and what the best keywords to use and stuff like that. It's going great.
Do you think the margin could be better selling through your own site than on Amazon with ad spend?
Yeah, definitely. Once you've made more of a name for yourself, like once your site has better ranking in Google, it's kind of something you can't really pay for organic searches. There are various methods of doing it that you can sort of pay for. But it comes with time. You can't really rush things. So for me, it's not right now about making loads of money. It's just about getting revenue and getting like people talking about the store. I'm doing like discounts if people like make social media posts about it or tell their friends, stuff like that. Just working on getting it page ranked well. So, when people type in that product, you want to be one of the first results that come up. And as long as you can master that, then sky's the limit, really. And if you weren't spending the ads and you were just selling the products without all the Amazon fees, you'd be making crazy money.
Yeah.
So I've started my Shopify store a few weeks ago using Asim's method. He has a really good tweet that literally is step by step on exactly how to do it. And he uses the connector app, like you mentioned. So it makes the Shopify listings for you. So it's really easy. Handles all the prices and all the stock changes. But I am yet to get a single sale. Right? So I haven't ran any ads. That might be why. But would there be any tips you could give me or the listeners on someone who started their Shopify store connecting from their Amazon and they haven't got shit all sales? Mainly for me, though.
Yeah, so, I had mine set up for maybe like 6 months prior to actually like running ads on it and stuff. I just had the site set up and just a bunch of products listed, but I wasn't really like trying to push it. It was more for like communicating with wholesale suppliers and stuff like that. I think I only had one sale throughout the whole period of not running ads, and it was some guy wanting like a discontinued Nokia phone that I still had in stock and everywhere else had sold out. So I think it's quite hard, to be honest. As a brand new site to get sales without any ad spend, I'd say it's almost impossible unless you've got like some crazy product that no one else can find.
Needs to be unique, yeah.
Like the only reason why I made that sale was because everywhere else it seemed was sold out except me. I was like the last place in the UK, and even I only had one.
So were you the only seller on the Amazon listing of it as well?
I don't know actually. I think it was just more expensive on Amazon, so he probably figured go with me. I'm not sure what tips I'd really give. There's a site called Q Promote, which I've heard is good for putting in like blog posts. Definitely start a blog on your site. Start a blog, fill it with articles with loads of keywords, stuff like that can help with organic ranking. Just get people talking about your site. Really, I think it's a very hard thing to get started, and you got to put a lot of money into it and be willing to not make much off it for a while. But once you get the traction going and the page rank sorted, then you can start making organic sales.
Yeah, that's interesting because the Shopify I started for my Amazon store, obviously there's no niche for it. It's just completely random stuff. But I have another Shopify website that is very niched in the hair care space. And I've never run any ads for it. And I get like at least 1 or 2 orders a month from it. And the prices aren't even that good. I will literally drop ship the item from another supplier to the customer and still make like 20% ROI with 0 effort. And it was just used to reach out to brands and different wholesalers. I didn't actually intend to sell anything on the site. But yeah, I think if you've got unique products that are really like niche down, you can actually works without even running ads.
Yeah.
And then you can also do TikTok Shop, which a lot of people are doing, and then that's what you're going into as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I've signed up for TikTok Shop as well. All I've done is upload my products so far, so I can't give too many tips about that. But the dream is to have just loads of affiliates pushing the product, making videos about it. And because that way, say I gave them 10% of all sales, they're making money, I'm making money.
So how does TikTok Shop work then?
To be honest, I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't have TikTok for myself, so I'm quite new to it.
Are you still doing black and white screen on your iPhone?
I have given that up, to be honest.
So last time he was here, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but he had a black and white screen on his phone. Why would you do that, Felix?
I was just starting to just waste time, to be honest. I mean, right now I don't have anything except like Snapchat and Twitter. Twitter is probably a massive time waste, to be honest.
Yeah.
I only have it really for business. But yeah, I was just kind of, I just catch myself just scrolling through stuff that I don't really need to be looking at and just wasting time that I could be spent working on my store. So putting Amazon first. And yeah, when I had it grayscale, it just made everything really not interesting. Like videos are just not fun to watch in black and white. And I reckon it does something chemically to your brain, like reduces the amount of dopamine or something like that.
They do say that, don't they?
I think when Facebook first started, the notification icon when you get a message or something, I think it started off white or blue, and they realized when they changed it to red, suddenly everyone, it was like, but they had to go on and change it. They did like A/B testing or something. So that's why all the notifications are red.
The psychology of colours.
Yeah.
Like red, it's like a call to action, kind of makes you more alert, paying attention to it.
That's interesting. Well, but my takeaway from all that is that we're in the wrong business and we need to start a Google Ads agency, I think. But £4 a month for not doing very much sounds like a pretty good gig.
Yeah, I think it's kind of my takeaway from talking to a lot of people in the space is that, I mean, there are definitely people out there that do really good stuff, but I think a lot of people just try and sell like the bare minimum for the most amount of money.
Yeah.
I remember talking to actually my driving instructor a couple of years ago, and he was paying this guy for SEO, and he was paying like a few £100 a month, and all this guy did was just tell him to get Google reviews, and that's it. Like, he seemingly did nothing else except tell him to get Google reviews, and I was like,
it's good advice.
Yeah, good advice. Don't get me wrong, it does help with the SEO, but why are you spending that money with that guy? Why are you sending him like hundreds of pounds a month when he's not doing anything except telling you to get reviews?
At least he should write the fake reviews for you.
Yeah, I'd like offer some sort of value.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these agency people, they do like tend to not know what they're doing and then just figure it out as they go along.
Yeah.
Your typical money Twitter, get your first client and then worry about it all later.
Yes, that is a common trait.
Sell the dream, worry about how you're going to accomplish it later.
Yeah, I have a friend who's starting TikTok Shop as well. We both know him, but I don't think he's made it very far yet. I think the tricky bit is getting your affiliates. So you want people to promote the product that you're selling, but you need to network with them a little bit first. So you have a team of people that will promote your product when you want to come out with it. Because I was speaking with Felix on the way up, is what's nice about doing TikTok Shop is you're only paying affiliates based on when you sell. So you can get away with running no ads with no upfront cost and essentially run a no risk thing. And a lot of people are drop shipping on TikTok Shop as well. So they literally have no inventory, no upfront ad spend. They're just paying affiliates.
I mean, I call me a boomer, but I'm just amazed that it works because, like, surely you've got these influencers and they're selling like nostril cleaners 1 week. Oh, this has absolutely changed my life. And then the next week it's a back scratcher, and it's just like, it comes across quite inauthentic to me. But
it's because there's so much content. Like there's so much, and like for me, I would never buy anything off of TikTok. And there's nothing I could see on TikTok that would convince me, yeah, I'm going to go get that, especially right now, because they rely on people buying it right now. It's a impulse buy, right?
Yeah.
But loads of people, they'll scroll and they'll go, wow, that light that looks like a moon's really cool. Bye. Like that's
the
it.
next thing,
Yeah,
away.
then straight away, not even a second thought.
It's-
They'll forget they've ordered it 6 weeks later because it's dropship from China. It will arrive, and then that's that.
It's just mindless consumerism on overdrive.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Well, I saw a pretty funny ad on Facebook the other day. Basically, there was these like recipe box type companies that they send you a bunch of ingredients and you cook it up and stuff like that. It was an ad for one of these. So there was one, I think it was about like 10 years ago or something, was on Dragon's Den and got funding. And so this new recipe box basically used footage of that other company on Dragon's Den, literally the dragons eating food from it, and then just cut to themselves like with a green screen behind them, as if they were in the studio of Dragon's Den, responding to them just about their own product. And yeah, like they got absolutely hammered in the comments. It was like so funny because it was so obvious it had just been edited to make it look like they were on it. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Won't give their name to give them publicity. But, yeah.
Yeah, we don't like doing that. We don't like doing bad things on the podcast. I found a really funny tweet the other day.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure if people will actually find it as funny as I did, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So there's this guy called Zarak, right? And he's a money Twitter guy.
I love his Twitter account. I think he's jokes because he's just straight to the point.
Yeah.
No bullshit.
So he's not. This is not satirical. What I'm about to read, right? Harry can vouch. This guy's serious.
Yeah.
Right. He's serious about everything. He goes. I'm going to read it word for word as well. So this is not paraphrased. It's genuinely this bad.
God.
Today, a Moroccan came up to me outside the mosque, told me he wants a job. I can pretty accurately assume people's IQ, and this guy was sub 90. Perfect timing. I'm actively on the lookout for a low IQ worker with zero ego who will do small manual tasks when I click my fingers in public, go get cigarettes / ask for waiter for bill, etc. The plan was to take this Moroccan guy and get him a haircut and some new clothes so he can come with me and my friends to the venues we frequent.
And then just non-ironically, that's a real tweet.
Yeah, I can pretty accurately assume people's IQ, and this guy was sub 90.
I mean, I'm very interested in the replies and quote tweets.
But the tweet goes on, right? There's more. I'll paraphrase the rest. But essentially, the Moroccan guy says, I can't text you back to connect because my phone's broken. I need 60 euros to fix it. So the guy gives him 60 euros and goes, this is a test. You're going to text me, right? The guy's like, yeah, of course. Guy just takes his 60 euros, right? Doesn't text him. And then he's like, at the end, you see the same low IQ mindset in a lot of money Twitter grifters, like those agency owners that don't know what they're doing. So really, it came full circle. But so moral of the story is he got scammed for 60 euros.
Yeah, I think he's the low IQ.
Yeah.
I was about to say the irony
laughing.
is very
Give
much.
him
Yeah.
money to some random guy and expected him to come back.
I just, just looking for a low IQ, zero ego worker to do my manual tasks
He
when
must
I
be
click
on the
my
wind-up.
fingers.
He has to be on the
He's
wind
not.
up.
He's genuinely. This is a pattern of like he just thinks he's this like crazy super genius, and everyone is stupid.
Yeah, his profile's quite funny because he calls out a lot of people and it's just like straight to the point. His YouTube video is just so blunt as well. Yeah,
I have to check out this guy.
Yeah, Zarak on Twitter. I saw a recent one from him that he was like, yeah, not everyone came from the trenches. Like my parents are very wealthy. And actually, when I first started out, I was making 20 grand a month, but I was spending 30. So like there was times where I'd go out with my friends and I'd text my dad for money for the bill because I didn't have it.
It's got to be satire.
It's just not though. No, I saw like his dad's like was in like the Italian government and owns loads of properties. So yeah, he's actually like super rich family.
He doesn't. I refuse to believe this person's real.
It genuinely is.
It's the epitome of money Twitter, isn't it?
Yeah. When I click my fingers, I want this guy to do my manual task, e.g., light my cigarette / ask waiter for the bill. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Light my cigarette.
So
Yeah.
bad. Oh yeah, I did find that tweet funny though. The one
saw
about
it as well.
I make 20 grand a month and I spend 30. I just ask my daddy for more money.
Yeah. Oh,
How
my
do you
I bet
spend
that
much in a month?
bet that went down well.
Yeah, I didn't. I think I read the comments and had a laugh.
The
'cause-
comments were really positive when I read them. They were like, "Oh, don't worry, man. Not everyone comes from the trenches. Like, appreciate the
the
honesty."
trenches as well. Like what you stare at a screen for like a couple hours a day, reply to a few emails. Like, that's not the trenches.
Dude,
Yeah.
like what? 80 years ago, you'd be in the fucking
The
trenches.
literal
yeah.
trenches. Yeah.
Killing Frenchmen, like Christ.
Yeah.
Now we're talking
Now
about
you just buy from Argos.
He's
a
an
couple
email
products.
copywriter. It's like you aren't going to battle with anyone.
Your biggest op is Google.
I do actually like the guy though. I find his Twitter account really
Yeah, no,
funny.
it is
But
quite
he's
funny.
serious. Like it's not a joke.
Like, how many has he got? Loads of followers.
Oh yeah, he's pretty popular. He has 57,000 followers. He's 22, so he's the same age as me. Yeah, and he just does email marketing. That's apparently a big agency. Like, it's meant to be quite good. And when he writes tweets like that, I mean, you can't imagine how he'd be bad.
Yeah, well, clearly he's found a way to make an audience and make it engaging for them.
Yeah, you just got to take it with a pinch of salt, I think. I don't know. I can't see it being serious.
I believe everything he says. I believe everything he says. Just seems like that type of guy.
So, well, speaking of Twitter, yeah, I think we're going to have to move on to the serious point of the show. So, yeah, obviously you've been caught up in a bit of a Twitter storm this week. So let's.
Thought I'd got out of it all, but
Yeah, so I did post saying, "Is there anything people want me to ask Felix when he
Yeah.
comes on?" And then this came to light. So it's a screenshot of someone from one of the Amazon communities saying, "Do you know the best way to report someone who's done a switcheroo? Felix tried a fast one, bought a single unit of one of my ASINs, done a refund now, and I'm seeing on the listing." He probably bought a second-hand one and switched it for my one. So yeah, this is your opportunity to set the record straight.
So I've reached out to Sam, and who I think the guy in the original tweet is, because he replied to one of my tweets. And I've just been trying to get the order number or like some other information besides what's already public on Twitter. And Sam's not replied to my DM. And this guy seems to be flat out just refusing to talk to me. Like he said in one of his replies, he was like, I don't need to talk to you. Like I've got all the information I need or something like that. And I mean, I buy loads of stuff for A2As. It's like a big part of my business. So I'm buying from Amazon as well as third-party sellers. I'll also buy stock, hold it, return it, do various different things. So yeah, I don't really understand. I mean, if they're saying all I've done is buy something and then returned it, it's not necessarily a switcheroo. I may have just returned it because I didn't think it would sell, or I don't know if he's talking about something I bought for personal.
Has the guy actually received the item back?
I don't know. I would assume maybe. I don't know. I literally don't know. That's the thing. Like he won't give me any order information or tell me what it is.
So you don't even know the item?
No, I didn't even know the guy until like 11 o'clock last night when he messaged or replied to one of my tweets. So I'm kind of in the dark about it.
What did he say when he replied?
He just, I don't know, he just seemed very adamant that he didn't want to speak to me. He was just calling me a fraud, of course, and stuff like that. And I was just like, well, can you please DM me? Like, I want to sort this out. And obviously, if I did anything bad, I want to make it right. But I'm pretty confident I didn't. So yeah, I just would like him to reach out to me, to be honest. Because
Well, he surely must have received it back as damaged if he's gonna.
Well, I'd hope so. But I mean, judging by the tweet, he just says like he saw me buy it and then return it. There's no picture of the item or anything like that. So I don't know. I would assume I'd just send his item back.
But why buy from an FBA seller to then resell, and then return it and then be selling on the listing?
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes there's price drops, price errors, or something like that, or it may have just been someone I bought for personal.
Yeah,
I just don't know.
But there was quite a few people in the replies, weren't there, that said that?
Yeah, so there was the one guy I was talking about, and then there was someone else, which was a brand new Twitter account that was no followers or anything like that, that also said, it was like, oh, Felix has done this to me as well. But I also I'm not able to DM. I replied to one of theirs being like, please DM me, and they have their DMs turned off, so I wasn't able. They weren't able to.
I suppose the only thing with
contact
it is it's quite like it's not something that you can kind of beat around the bush if it's got your address.
Yeah,
and
no,
your
I definitely
details.
agree.
It's
But
like,
yeah.
and then they receive a damaged product back, and you're selling on a
Yeah, I
list.
mean,
and
obviously,
you're gonna
if they
connect the
received a
dots.
damaged product back, I'd be more than happy to reimburse them. But like, I just don't think I have. Like, but I don't know. I don't have the order information. So please, if you're watching, DM me. I would like to speak to you about it.
Well, when I saw it, the first thing I thought is, shit, do people really do this? I don't check like my returns to see if like someone's done a switcheroo on me. I just assume that would be like
Yeah, I don't check mine
the
either,
worst
to be
thing to
honest.
ever do. Like do a switcheroo on another small business seller. Like
Because I mean, all of my returns I get back are always fucked beyond belief anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't bother checking the names on any of my returns.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got the biggest pile of returns in the
It's
warehouse.
disgusting how many returns you have at the warehouse.
You've got
Yeah.
to keep on top of them. At least I'll send mine in as like used or flip them on eBay or something. But
But yeah, but I mean, generally with this stuff, there's sort of no smoke without fire, and there's a lot of sort of smoke coming out.
yeah. No, I would like to get to the bottom of it, but I don't know. I don't know what order this is. I don't know what item it is. I'm sure there's a legitimate reason of why I've returned it, but I just don't know what it even is. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, is this something that you would do to sort of save a bit of money on returns or anything
Definitely
like that?
not. No, I mean, I think I read a reply. It was like an £100 item. Like, I wouldn't need to do that.
Yeah. I mean, if you're clearly making so much money, it'd be crazy to jeopardize
Yeah.
your reputation and everything
Yeah, I would
for
agree.
an extra couple of
I
hundred
even
quid.
yeah, I think Sam was the one that said this. I even replied. I was like, yeah, exactly. Like, why would I jeopardize everything for an £100 item?
Yeah, because I saw someone was asking how much it was because they were like, was it a couple grand? And then he
Yeah.
was like, I think he said it was sub £100.
Yeah, it's like I mean, again, I don't know what item it is, so I don't know what the order is, but I just don't see how that would have happened.
But then I did see a reply. Someone was like, "Oh, you need to look through like FBA sellers." So you're like, "Oh, I need to look through my orders to check." Surely you must not buy from that many FBA sellers. So unless you just
Yeah,
They're
I've got,
claiming-
I've got like three or four different buyer accounts and fuckloads of orders. And I don't know when this order is either. I don't know if this was months ago or if this was last week or
yeah,
I didn't sit through all my orders checking hundreds of different things to see.
yeah.
So,
I think is it on the tweet the guy said that he had like the serial numbers or something like that,
Yeah.
and they came back different.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He said he
Has
had
he
the
said he came back different?
No, like
I don't think he said
From what I
that
can
one.
tell, he's not got the item. I mean, I would have thought it would be a lot better to post a picture of the item if you did have it. So I don't know. I think it's a bit. Can't just accuse me of things when you don't even know.
Yeah, the
Right.
person should reach out to you and go, "You've done X, Y,
Yeah,
Z."
yeah. I mean, that's why I just want to talk to the person rather than doing like some proxy thing where Sam's tweeted about me, and yeah, I don't really understand it. I mean, it just seems like there's a bit of a pattern where people almost see me as a bit of a threat to their own mentorship business, and then they come out and say a bunch of bad things about me, and I don't know. It just seems weird that 2 weeks prior to this, I was banned from Sam's server for just talking to other people. And then, yeah, it's not ideal.
Because Sam has the server with Charlie now.
Yeah. Sips Red Bull.
Yeah,
No.
but yeah, if you're the guy, reach out to Felix. I
Yeah,
think-
please. Like,
Yeah, I'm
just
sure
DM me. I mean, I've obviously tried to already, but please reply. Tell me what order it is. If anything's happened, I will obviously make it right. But I don't think I've not. Like, I wouldn't have done that at least intentionally. So yeah, just message me.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to make money on Amazon, and obviously
Yeah.
you're doing well anyway. But yeah, obviously, if you have done anything wrong, whether deliberately or accidentally, obviously, yeah, the right thing to do would be to own it and make it right.
yeah, 100%.
But without all the info, you can't do
I know
that.
exactly. Like, obviously, I would come on here and explain exactly why I returned and what item it was and whatever. But I don't even know. No one will tell me.
I found it funny. I think you reached out to Sam and he was just
Yeah.
like, "You already know who it is."
Yeah, I DM'd him yesterday, and then he was like, "Yeah, you already know who it is," and I was like, "No, I don't. Like, please, can you tell me what it is?" And then he's just aired me. So
Reminds me
I
of
don't
a
know.
story there was in another Discord server, someone did this. They actually did this, and it was proved because I remember being in the server at the time. I can't remember what group it was in, and someone had bought. I think it was like a washer, like a jet
I remember
washer.
this one now.
This person deserved it, like big time. Like this is like scum of the earth, like behaviour. Had bought like this jet washer, obviously got returned to them damaged from the customer, and they've left the Halfords return slip in the with all their details in, and bought it from another FBA seller and returned theirs on.
It's got a company name.
And I was like, do you know what? That is karma. Like
Yeah.
you deserve that. Like
fair
and he posted it in like loads of groups. This person being like, does anyone know this? I think he blocked out the address, just put the name there.
Yeah.
And it was like, does anyone know this person? And it came to light, yeah, it was another seller in one of the groups. And I mean, I'm not going to name names because the person who also was the victim, like, said, like, send me 10 grand, otherwise I'm going to threaten you to So they were both as bad as each other.
Yeah. I don't remember who did it now, but yeah, they were talking, they were in ATA at the time, I'm sure, because it was like going on in ATA and...
Yeah, I think they solved it between them.
Yeah.
But like that, I mean, if you do it once and you don't get caught, like, what's the chance that you've probably done it many, many times?
The guy that received the return, he messaged the guy that did the return and was like, I'm going to get your account banned unless you send me 10 grand.
And he literally was like, that was probably the worst message you could send him.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, well, okay, well, thanks for that, because you've now probably got me out of the situation because you blackmailed me for 10 grand.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, shit, you've got a point. And he just sent him the money and then that was it.
Yeah, I think maybe a 10 grand extortion doesn't look the best.
I think he might come off worse in this situation.
Yeah.
Both getting banned. It's a bit silly.
Yeah, I wonder how that settled. Do you know how it settled?
I haven't got a clue.
I wonder if they like evened it out at 5. They met in the middle or something.
Yeah, 'cause it's Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it ended.
Get them on the podcast.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. In fairness,
Yeah, I'll have to find out. But yeah, so obviously, but I haven't got all the information. But you're obviously denying any.
Yeah. I would not have done this intentionally. You know, I make plenty. I don't need to do this. Yeah, obviously, I buy things. I return them. You know, if you're saying it's a switcheroo and all I've done is just return it, you've not even got the item. I've probably not done a switcheroo. You should just reach out to me, give me the order information. If there's any issue, obviously I'd reimburse you, but I know there won't be. So I don't know. I just appreciate if people open up a dialogue with me rather than making a big tweet about it and trying to publicly smear my image. And I don't know.
Why do you think people like have like such a? I suppose there's been a few stories, like the other one with like the board games as well being fake goods.
Yeah.
And,
we spoke about that last episode. If you don't know about that, watch last
yeah.
episode.
But I mean, I'm upfront about all these things. Like, there is a genuine explanation for that.
And then
It's on
also
the
like
last
your
podcast.
reviews as well. They're like, oh, like every 1 in 2 reviews about some like different item received.
I would like to get up my review, but I don't know. I don't want to bay out my storefront too much. But if you know my storefront, check the reviews. They're very good.
Yeah, no, I think people think they stack up the evidence. They're like, well, something's obviously quite clearly going on. But yeah, I mean, you can't. I don't have the facts, so I can't say anything. But yeah, if the person's got the order information, they can.
I think when
prove
you're just
that that's happened, then I suppose it's black and white, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. But I think just when you're on Twitter and you're posting your results, and you've got so many different eyes on you, and especially when some of the people with a larger audience, they're all also doing mentorship, so there are sort of your competitors in some way. It just kind of pays to make other people look bad, and never really been a fan of doing that to other people myself. So I think when you can just pick holes in things and just kind of like frame various things in certain ways, people do try and do that to kind of put you down. But
A lot of people just love the drama, I think.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I mean,
we'll throw baseless accusations without giving the full facts.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's like obviously there's a portion of the community who have like a service to sell, but I think some people do just have a genuine interest for other, like you do coaching yourself. So if all these things are happening, like it wouldn't be just yourself that you're coaching other people.
Yeah, well,
so
I think
that's
one of the things
this
Sam said. He
interest.
was like, if you're doing this yourself, this must be one of the things you teach your mentors to do or something like that. It's like, obviously, I'm not teaching that. I've had other successful sellers that are like known in the community do my stuff. And you know, don't you think they would like come out against me and like out me for teaching this to people? And I don't know. It's just stupid, really.
If you want to learn how to do the switcheroos, you can get my mentorship.
Oh no. Yeah.
That's a good time to end it.
Yeah, we've been on air for 12 hours now.
Yeah.
Do my friend's mentorship. Sorry, edit that bit out.
But yeah, I mean, as I
just
said,
silly,
yeah,
really.
there's like generally there's no smoke without fire. So obviously, yeah, if you're obviously denying it, but if you were doing anything close to the wire of right and wrong, this is obviously a big lesson that it's not worth it for an extra.
Yeah, and
couple
like
£100 or
even
whatever.
I would be fuming to find out like someone, you know, repeatedly fucked me over with refunds. It's like I would, you know, yeah, I would never do that to someone else, like a small business, well, any business anyway. But yeah, I suppose I'm like you've said, you would if they were to prove that you did do it, I'm sure you'd rectify it.
Yeah, definitely. And like, I mean, I'm running a business. Like, it's my whole life, really. I just do Amazon. I've got a lot riding on this going well. I wouldn't be doing silly things like that to try and extend the margin of 0.1% further.
I
Like, it
did
just doesn't make any
accidentally
sense.
buy someone's products and then return it by accident. Because Chaos, you know Chaos.
Oh
It-
yeah, I remember this story. Yeah.
I bought like 10 vacuum cleaners with Chaos, and like I'm sure anyone who has Chaos, you get a lot of shit and then you return a lot of shit as well.
Yeah.
And then I returned it. Obviously, it was Chaos, so I just assumed it was an Amazon one. And then I got a message from the guy like, "Why did you just return all the Hoovers?" I'm like, "What?" And then he's like, "Oh, you bought them from me." I was like, "Okay, I'm very sorry. I did not know that." Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guy who's watching. Yeah, I did say sorry though. I did own up to it, but yeah,
you
was
actually did
not
send back the
deliberate.
Hoovers.
Yeah,
Well, in amongst all the drama, someone called me a smarmy little prick. So, I mean, they're guilty as charged. At least there's something that the whole Amazon community can agree
That's
on.
a lie. You're not little. You're 6'4".
I was smarmy big prick. I'll
what
say
is
that.
smarmy? I've never heard that before. How would you
Is it
define?
quite, like similar to like smug, maybe?
You're
like-
not sure then.
No, I've heard it, but I don't know like an actual definition.
Ingratiating and wheedling in a way that is regarded as insincere or excessive. I mean, I've said a million times I don't exaggerate. It's just a ridiculous thing to accuse me of. But yeah.
I don't think he intended it to mean like that. I feel like that doesn't. You're someone that is insincere prick. You're a little insincere prick. I don't know.
If you were going to insult me, what would you go with?
God, there's so many, isn't there? How's your dry April going, Ben?
Yeah, just alcoholic. Let's just go with that.
We are 10 days in. Mission failed. We'll get it next time.
Try again next month.
Yeah, well, dry April lasted 7 days, which I thought was pretty good. But I have good reason.
The
for
weather was
breaking.
nice.
So I was playing a football match in my Sunday league, and yeah, I made basically the best tackle I've ever made in my life. It was a goal-saving tackle. A guy nutmeg. So I was playing centre back. The guy nutmegged the keeper. Keeper got a little touch on it, so it was rolling towards goal. The striker was just running up to tap it in from 1 yard, and I used my lanky legs to sort of wrap my foot around him and kick the ball away. So it's like from 1 yard out, definite goal-saving tackle. And before the game, our captain had said, because we had to win it to be in with a chance of winning the league, which we should do now, he said, right, biggest tackle today gets a free pint. So I walked into the pub intending on having a Diet Coke, obviously. But then literally the captain was like, biggest tackle of the game, there you go, mate. And I was gonna be, I'm doing dry April, I can't drink it.
You just know you would have got roasted for
Yeah,
an hour
so I had, I mean, the 6 pints I had after that probably could have been prevented, but
The two you had on the drive home.
yeah. But yeah, the Florida belly is shrinking, and yeah, I'm more mobile on the football pitch now. So yeah, I mean, I played five-a-side last night and had a Diet Coke after.
Have
so
I missed
I'm
your
a reformed
final
man.
game?
No, so we have 2 finals at the start of May, actually.
Okay, can you let me
back-to-back
know?
weeks.
I'm going and I'm going to record it and being a football hooligan.
Yeah, maybe we should bring a GoPro and do it for content.
Yeah, I'll strap one to my head, right, and I'll just start football hooliganing people. Is that a verb?
I don't think there's going to be enough people there to be football.
Be the one guy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your team called?
NWX, Northworks FC.
NWX,
Yeah.
home and away, way. Yeah, I'm ready for it.
But I'd feel guilty if you came to watch because I may be on the bench for the final.
No.
Because finals are where sort of you get the good players in because you really want to win it. The people who can't be asked to play throughout the winter, and then it's like, oh yeah, go on then, we'll go and win a final. So, but yeah, I should be in the squad, but I may not actually play. So you might not want to drive 4 hours each way to watch me getting splinters in my ass.
We'll be there for the moral support.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're going to play poker with me soon. Come to the local casino.
Yeah. So alcohol addiction, gambling addiction.
Yes. Have I told the story about how I was next to someone crying at the casino?
No, not yet.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so when I was 19, I went to the casino to play some blackjack, right? And there's a guy sitting next to me on my left, and he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, how old are you?" I go, "Oh, I'm 19." And he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, I remember coming here when I was 19, and Jim and Steve, we'd go in and we'd have the time of our lives. We had such a fun night, and we'd risk it all, blah blah blah." And then he starts crying next to me while I'm playing blackjack. He's sobbing.
What? He must have been absolutely pissed or something.
Oh, he was on something else. His jaw was swinging like no tomorrow, and he's just crying next to me, and I just had to go. I could not enjoy my blackjack session while this poor guy was sobbing next to me. Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, so that's the local casino for you. It's a really fun,
have you
enjoyable
seen that
place.
guy on the poker table?
Sounds great.
Yeah, maybe that's what they said about you, Gage. They're like, "Oh, you seen that guy on the poker table? Just calls bluffs all the time. And just smokes us all, takes us for our money."
The woman next to me actually asked me, like, "Oh, are you here with friends?" I was like, "No, I don't have any."
No, do you play poker at all, Felix? I'd imagine that'd be up your street.
No, I've not.
I'm trying to get him into it.
Yeah, I've played like a couple times at like uni parties and stuff. Not very good at it though. It just confuses me, but maybe it's because I was already quite drunk when I was playing it. But yeah, I reckon I'm gonna practice, figure out how to play, and then go win
The
some
first
money.
coaching
It could be
session's
the-
free.
Yeah, it could be the new business. Quit Amazon, play poker for a living.
Yeah, why not? Enter the World Series of Poker, $10,000 buy-in, I think it is.
Damn. Yeah, maybe not.
It's only like
I'll-
3 Apple Vision Pros.
Yeah.
God, I'll stick with the £35 one at the local.
Yes.
See if I have any luck.
Cool. Anything else to go through, chat?
I think that's all from me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all from me.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We're all off to check the addresses on all our returns to make sure there's been no shenanigans. Yeah, catch you on the next episode. Cheers.